Okay, ribbon cable. And you know, you saw in the previous video how we loosened the encoder, the motor and the encoder wheel. Got the green board freed up enough where I could take the gears off and the print head off, and now I got to get this little black thing out of the way. This is holding the ribbon. And basically, you know, you want to lay things in a position where you don't mess something up in the process. Just keep an eye on that while I get us apart. Okay, this ribbon cable, you have to put it back in this little carrier in the proper position, because when the print head moves back and forth, you want to make sure it's not too short, because that'll cause problems. If it's too long, it'll still cause problems. So basically, you know, you kind of compare what the original factory one was. That's about the length that I need. Of course, this is a dead giveaway when you pull this thing out, how long it needs to be. Now, there's many tricks to this, and you know, you have to kind of, you know, do your own thing. But basically, the gap that's closest to you, holding it in this position, ribbon needs to go in. And of course, you know, mind you, I'm paying attention to the way the thing came off, and I pull the ribbon up, and it goes on the bottom part of the little round shaft there, and now it's still free. And if you're kind of the way I am, you want to test this thing again. You notice there's a little mark on the old one, so I can kind of test to see, yeah, that's roughly enough. And then now I want to basically take this thing and stick it back down into the other side. And you notice I'm being careful not to fold this thing in the process. You know, it's all about nice little loops that are going on. Otherwise, it will break again. But these ribbon cables are fairly cheap, so you know, if you're going to work on these things, you need to have, you know, 2 or 3 extra. Okay, basically we're going to put the it back in. So I want to hold this thing in the proper position, and you see the green board and the white rider. That thing is there for a particular reason. Basically, it's that white piece of plastic is there so that you can guide this ribbon back into position. You notice I'm sticking the tab underneath. This is where it goes, right here. And you notice the little shaft is exposed. That's where one of the gears go. You know, this is something that you just have to kind of play with. And of course, since I'm doing a video, I'm not going to do it very well. But basically, I need to get that in position. That's close. And I see I'm trying not to fold this thing. But over here, there's another little guide that, you know, that sort of protects the wire. And right now, I have it in the right position. So I want to try to fold this thing up again. So, because I have it flat. I'm going to work this thing, work on the bottom now. So I need to make sure I get my motor back in position, back in the right position. And then, like I said, I'm trying not to bend the print head guide. Okay, I think we're good here. Let's see. And then you notice, see, I'm trying to match up the black ribbon cable carrier to the board, and I got to get this board underneath this little tab right here. So I have to, you have to keep it loose and then work it. And it's easier to kind of do it in one motion rather than trying to actually show you step by step. But basically, there was a screw that went right here, the little small one. Please pay attention to which screws go where when you're taking this thing apart. And that's actually the wrong one. So let me get the right one. Oh, I got 2. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's the wrong one too. Okay, let me look here. Okay, now we're good. Okay. Okay, we're good and tight there. And now our ribbon, our board's in place. Our little ribbon carrier is in place and flat. And now I need to make sure that I tighten the encoder back up. Let's go with the motor first. Tighten it up, and if you notice, it's flat on the chassis. Let's tighten the encoder wheel up. These things don't have to be engine block tight, just tight enough. basically I can take this now and I can move the print head. Okay, that tells me the motor's in the right position. And you notice I haven't plugged the ribbon cable in yet. Basically, I'm going to fold this thing around, and my technique is to kind of stick it into position, and then I grab a needle nose and I loosely grab this just enough to force the ribbon in. Kind of play with it. Everybody's got their own little deal. Okay, so the ribbon cable is now plugged into the board, and the encoder moves. If I move the encoder, remember I said that the print head moves. So anyway, everything is good down here. There's no cables hung up or anything like that. So I can flip this thing over, and now I can work on the inside. I'll stop the video and we'll start that over again.